22nd July 2019, Indian Space Research Organization, also known as ISRO, launched its lunar exploration mission Chandrayaan-2 with a special purpose to explore the south polar region of the moon. From 1969 moon landing that marked the first human presence on the moon, the thirst of human civilization to know it wholly and dig up every mystery it holds began. As any other astronomical body, it is wrapped in unfathomable mysteries, be it structural or existential, and among them there is its south pole. It sounds so normal, but it might be one of the hardest parts for us to explore, and ever since we know it, it attracts everyone. But why? What makes it so special? Every spherical astronomical body has its poles, but what's so important lies on Moon's pole, especially the south one? In this video we will try to answer these questions. So buckle up and let's know some staggering astronomical facts. We will discuss them in some specific points regarding the most important aspects of its polar contents. Among them, the first one is reserved lunar water. Okay, now the presence of water in the moon is long debated, but it is a fact that the crater slide in this polar section holds big amount of frozen water reserve. These craters feature great amount of cold traps. These are the places where chemical objects get freezed for a certain geological time period. Researchers believe that these cold traps froze the water produced long ago in the early solar system, so it could be a spot to find new chemical objects and primordial water store. Basically, every well-known mission we have taken and accomplished, like Apollo, revolved around a very common spot of the moon and always took us near the equator of it, so technically we are far away from the physical contact with the South Pole. But the famous robotic spacecraft, the Lunar Reconnaissance Orbiter, created by NASA, always revolves around our satellite, and it helped us with the data that we analyzed, and with the high-resolution models we produced, we confirmed the theories around this water reserve. In addition, India's Chandrayaan or Japan's Kaguya spacecraft gave us enough information to support it. Now you may ask why these craters are packed with such amount of frozen water, or how they lasted so long. Well, it is pretty simple. Due to the angular axis of the moon, its polar craters often stays far away from the direct sunlight, plus the internal geological heat of this body isn't enough to melt the reserve so fast. Impact craters like South Pole Aitken Basin or Epsilon Peak are the most famous in the list of places believed to have the store of water ice. Number 2. Colonization. Well, living in the 21st century, space colonization might not be an odd topic to you. People who are familiar with movies, books and other pop cultural stuffs may find this thing epic. Now if we go back to 20 or 30 years ago, space colonization might have been marked as mere fantasy. But today we at least dream its completion in near future, if not total accomplishment. We have already talked about a big thing regarding our moon. Well, there are thousands of such things that are enough to encourage people to dream that one day we will create robotic and human civilization in celestial objects like moon for real. Apart from human instinct of expansion, there could be many disastrous events that could lead us out of our planet. And it is for sure that humans cannot sustain themselves in our earth forever. And these very thoughts and probabilities have been theorized and represented incredibly by many authors and researchers through their works for years. And being the closest astronomical body of our planet, Moon could top the list of these prospects if we consider its remarkable secrets that we have already discussed. Renowned authors like Robert A. Heinlein, whose book The Moon is a Harsh Mistress, where we find lunar penal colonies, or John S. Reinhardt's works, or famous sci-fi author Arthur C. Clarke's stories like Earthlight or much celebrated book 2001 Space Odyssey feature thousands of such groundbreaking concepts of human civilization on Moon. Regarding today's technological development, this thing might look very difficult, but I must say this is not impossible. The most crucial obstacle we have in order to fulfill this dream is resources, especially financial. A normal interplanetary outpost can cost us billions of dollars, which would be very problematic for now, but it will not be impossible in upcoming years. Point number 3. Radio observations. In 2018, China launched Chang'e 4 mission, which carried two microsatellites, Longzheng 1 and Longzheng 2, which traveled to the hidden side of the moon, best known as the far side of the moon, to observe galactic radio frequencies. Radio waves which are under 30 MHz are hard to detect if somehow interrupted by other earthly instruments, and it might be very prevalent if we do it within a close distance. But Moon's south pole is proved to be far enough from the disturbances from Earth's equipments. If we can create a radio wave observatory here, we can easily catch and observe small astronomical radio waves and energies and further our discoveries in interstellar studies. These are the primary reasons lunar south pole holds such scientific significance. ISRO's Chandrayaan 2 had some same objectives like analyzing lunar surface composition and most importantly to find the water storage we have discussed about. But very unfortunately, this mission failed when we lost contact with lander Vikram when it was just 2.1 km away. But they have announced that they will be continuing their lunar exploration mission by launching Chandrayaan 3 next year, so hope cannot be killed so soon. So that was all for today's video. We hope you find this information interesting and we want you to comment your thoughts and questions on this thing in the comment section. And thanks for watching.